Hey guys, Young here. This is going to be my Orianna guide. For context, I'm a challenge mid player. I think Orianna is pretty strong right now, especially to climb. If you don't believe me, here's my OPGG. Uh, you can see I have a 68% win rate over 40 games in Challenger with Orianna. So those are my receipts, but let's get into the video. Let's get into runes. These are the runes I've been using the whole season. I think you can switch between common and airy depending on the enemy. If you're versus a close range enemy, you're going to be autoing a lot. You should go airy. If you're versus someone who has about your range or more range than you should probably go comet because you're only going to be trading with your abilities. Think about like a Zerath or like a Syndra or something. As for phase rush, I think you can go phase rush. It's not bad, but I like playing lane really aggressive early, and I find that these runes help me with the damage. But I don't think runes are too important. I think the gameplay is more important. Um, so don't stress too hard about your runes. I think I go these three every game. You can go Transcendent Scorch, but I just like these three. If you're going Absolute Focus, make sure to stay healthy in lane, so you always have it on. It's pretty OP to have that extra AP in lane. As for the secondary tree, I go Presence of Mind Cutdown almost every game. I like the mana this gives, and I like the damage this gives. But you can go Biscuits Cosmic. You can go Bone Plating, like Overgrowth, for example, if you're versus like a Fizz maybe. But for the most part, I think you can go these runes every game and be fine. Um, I don't think you should overthink runes. What's more important is your gameplay. And yeah, as for items this season, I've kind of been going only one build this season. I've been going tier into. I usually buy Dark Seal, but I go tier into Ionian boots, and then I finish off my Archangels. Once I have Ionian and Archangels, I have a lot of CDR. I have 35 CDR, and Oriana's cooldowns are already pretty low. So once you have these items, you can spam your abilities in lane. You have the mana. And yeah, I just really like this build. It lets me play really aggressive in lane and get prio almost every matchup. And as for the next items, I usually go Storm Surge into Shadow Flame, and then I round out the build with Rabadons, Zanyas, Void Staff. It's kind of dependent, but for the most part, I do go Rabadons most games. And the reason why I like this build is, like I said before, the CDR is insane. Storm Surge is pretty nice. The move speed you get is pretty nice. It's underrated, and you could proc the what is it? The Squall, pretty easily. The Storm Surge active. And yeah, I like this build. As you guys can see, I've been going it almost every game with no variance. You don't have to copy me, but this is just how I like to play and what's been working for me. So that's kind of it for items. And yeah, let's get into skill order. You start out with Q, and then I usually put my first couple points in W, as you can see, because it's really strong. It gives you a lot of wave clear and a lot of damage early. If you're shitting on your laner early and you kind of want the lower Q cooldown, then it's not bad to go 2 points Q. But after you go 2 points Q, I think you should go 3 points W. I've played a lot of Ori this season, and I just think it feels the best personally. But yeah, and then you max out your Q after 3 points W, and then you finish out your points in E. And yeah, that's kind of it for skill order. Let's get into some gameplay. I'll kind of explain my thoughts on Orianna and how you should kind of lane with her. This game I'm versus Zed. Zed is pretty weak early, and Ori is pretty strong early, so you should try to abuse that fact. We see him go for a ward, so I just start putting the pressure down right away. And how you can start abusing weak champs early is by pushing. And as you can see, I'm just going to be autoing the minions and pushing, trying to get my waves into his tower just so I can keep harassing and putting down the pressure. And as you can see, every time he's going to go for a Q for a CS, I'm going to try to harass him with Q. So you can see another Q. And you just want to be annoying and play like this. This is kind of how Orianna works. Obviously, Zed is weak early, so you might not be able to play as aggressively like this for certain champs, but this is kind of the best example of how Ori can be played as a lane bully. And yeah, so I'll just speed through this early game. This is just a VOD from my stream that I pulled up. And yeah, as you see, I got some minions under his tower, and I just keep the pressure up. every time he's going for a CS, as you can see, I am just using my abilities. This game, when I said you should go 3 points W always, it's not bad in certain scenarios like this to go 2 points Q because it lets you have more uptime on your Q and you can harass more. But for the most part, my skill order um, segment was correct. But this is like one scenario where you can go 2 points Q. And yeah, as you can see, I just keep applying the pressure. Next time I press tab, you could see I probably have a big CS lead. Oh, I pressed too fast, but yeah, as you can see, I crashed a big wave, and now it's bouncing back, and I can freeze. I can keep pushing. It's really up to me, depending on what's going on in the game. And yeah, as you can see, I'm up double CS, 19 to 8. Um, and yeah, like this guy is not bad. He's GM or challenger, I think. But it's not really, you can't really do much when you're the Zed in this scenario. You kind of just have to um, play like how he is. So it's not like this guy's a bad player. My champ is just pretty OP into his, I think. So as you can see, I'm just being really annoying, keeping up the pressure. You see, this game I even opted to skip the point in E and just keep going for harass. It's probably not good to do that in most scenarios, but in this scenario, as you can see, it's working out for me. And yeah, I have a huge lead here. And I'm just channeling base because I think he based and match TP, and I go my tier. And I just keep playing like this, and because the wave is frozen and he really needs to crash, my jungler comes, and I think we get him. I'll just play it out for you guys. QW, yeah, he has to, he has to literally play like that. He actually almost got me, but I think that's just my bad. But as you can see, it's really annoying to play versus Orianna. She's just a really strong bully, lane bully champ right now. And yeah, and you can see the power of 3 points W there. Just go back. I one-shot this wave. I don't think many champs can do this, especially early game like this, but get that whole wave, get the crash, and I'll just keep playing this game out. I'll keep playing aggressively and baiting out his cooldowns. You see I even get a solo kill here. Yeah, he probably just got tired of getting poked and he just wanted to all in me, and we'll just solo kill. And yeah, this is kind of how you play versus a really short range champ. I guess that's not really that short range, but you get what I mean. And for my next example, I'll be showing you a champ with similar range to me. Solo kill. And yeah, and I kind of just take over the game from there. I end the game 10-2. No, I lied. 12-2. And yeah, you can replicate this in most of your games, but let's get to the next example. Now, this is an example of a champ with similar range to you. In this game, it's an Ari. You still kind of play the same. As you can see, I opted for Comet. If you get push, you can harass, but you got to be careful because the enemy will not let you do that for free, obviously. But we start out lane good. I get a Q, and I just keep autoing the wave. You see Ari's doing the same thing. She has a grass procced, and I shoot a Q. And the good thing about Ori is her cooldowns are pretty low compared to most other mages, so it's not bad to just keep shooting Qs. It's lower cooldown than Ari's W, so you should always be thinking about that in lane. As you can see, I keep spamming her with Qs when I think she's going to harass me or when I think she's going to go for a creep, and I got the push here, so that Q whiffed, but it's all good. I'm about to hit my level 2 spike, and I'm just going to keep up the pressure. I could have W'd there, that's my bad. And yeah, she's doing a good job trading back, but I'm still pretty comfortable in this lane because I know I have low cooldowns and I can keep up the pressure. Yeah, I just keep harassing. She's using her abilities on the wave. I am too. So as you can see, the game plan versus Zed can't really be replicated here, but I'm still kind of up in this lane, if that makes sense. Like I think I'm in a winning position. I get another QW, and Ari put herself kind of in a vulnerable position, so my jungler comes to gank. And that's just because Ori is strong. Ori is really strong early, so you can be played around like this. Most junglers don't really gank mid like this early, but because I'm harassing well and putting a lot of pressure on Ari, don't think that gank is bad at all. And yeah, and as you can see, she's getting pushed, but because of my cooldowns and my range, I could still fight her back and pressure her. So she's no flash. I know this in my head, so I think I'm gonna be trying to go for a solo kill because I know she's no flash. My Lee, because he ganked mid, kind of gets invaded on. I don't think my bot peeked enemy support me up, but it's all good. Just ignore what happens in the jungle, and I play for my lane because I know I can kill this guy because I'm up flash. I hit another QW. I actually get the E damage too, and I'm really looking for this kill. Um, you see, I'm just kind of waiting until she gives me an opening. I think I'm about to go for it soon. It's that cute. And as you can see, I'm still trying to put the pressure. I know she wants to base, so I'm trying to play to stop her from basing because I'm up flash, so any fight here will be good for me. As you can see, minions are getting lower and lower. I get another QW, and now she's in lethal range. So I think on my next ability usage, I will probably try to flash on her, maybe dodge an ability, QW, and boom, she died. And I push my wave in. Couldn't really fully crash it, but it's all good. And as you can see, I'm going my tier Dark Seal build, and we can keep watching this spot out. Uh, I TP back, and I keep up the harass. I keep up the poke. Ori's really good at this. There's the value of maxing W there, because I missed my Q as you guys can see, but the W still does a lot of damage. So I miss a W. All good. It happens. Boom, another Q. And yeah, as you can see, it's really annoying to play versus an Orianna who's always harassing and poking. Um, another QW, as you can see. Make sure you have vision or your jungler near you when you're doing this. Obviously, don't opt too much into poking and harassing when you don't have vision because you'll just get ganked. It's nice this game because I have a Lee, so he has a lot of early jungle pressure. Put a Q here just to scout some vision, and I go back to lane. Oh, this guy ulted. So I think he too got sick of getting poked every 5 seconds. So he just ulted, and I think I don't know. I think uh, during this game I was kind of confused why she ulted. Yeah, players will get emotional when you're versus this. When you're versus champ, it's really annoying to verse. There's a top play. I don't think I get anything. They kind of back off. I go back mid. Uh, we pick Bard here, I think. But yeah, as you can see, I'm always the one getting pressure. I'm always the one moving first to stuff. This is what you should be doing on Orianna. You have a lot of pressure, and I think that's why my win rate is so high on Ori, because the champ just applies a lot of pressure. You don't even need to be playing it that well. I missed a lot of QWs in lane, but it doesn't really matter. I still have a lot of pressure, and we'll just keep playing out this VOD. And yeah, just see, I keep the harass up. Like in this screenshot, she's full HP, and the next she's 60% HP somehow off of one combo. As you can see, like look at that damage, it's crazy. And I don't even have that. I have a Dark Seal and an Amp Tome, and that's my damage. And the reason why I like this build, as you can see, as the game goes later, your cooldowns are so low. Like he was on a 4-second cooldown, my W's on a 5-second cooldown, and yeah, it's just really annoying to play versus. My Lee whiffs the Q, but it's all good. Still doing fine in my lane, and yeah, I'm still applying the pressure. Getting push. Oh, I got Ari 1 HP there. Let's see. She walks up. Maybe I could have killed her, but if I played that a bit better. But as you can see, it's still good. I get the push. I go get my item. I think if you can get Dark Seal, you should go Dark Seal. I think I just built Codex because I had the gold for it, or I didn't have the gold for a chapter. But all the more CDR, it's better. And I get push. My team is finding something. I move first. Doesn't look like there's anything else. Orange CPs. But yeah, as you can see, the playstyle is just poke, push, harass, move. Like that's kind of how every mid plays, But I'm just trying to show you guys a good example of it. Because the last example was versus a champ I wouldn't really say is great. But yeah, as you can see, keep harassing. I keep putting the poke down. That's quite unfortunate. It happens though. Ori lives with 1 HP, but I'm still, doing well in my lane. I'm still applying a lot of pressure. And yeah, it's just, it feels good to play this champ. Yeah, I'm up 10 CS. Get the push, get a plate, RATPs, and I guess she just kills herself or something. Not sure how this happened. Yeah, and people will get really angry. People will play emotionally when they verse you, because I would too. Like it's pretty fucking annoying getting queued every 3 seconds. So that's kind of how you play. And yeah, um, I think this is probably gonna be my last gameplay example. Um, I do coaching where I can get more in depth, but this is kind of the gist of how I play my lanes as Orianna and how I think about the game when I'm playing this champ. I've been pretty successful on it in solo queue, and yeah, their mid tower, their 2 mid towers, actually 3 mid towers fell at 15 minutes. So as you can see, it's pretty ridiculous. And I'd say most of my games kind of go like this. And yeah, like I really like this build. I think it's really strong. I think you guys should try it. Yeah. I'm going to be ending off my video on when I think you should pick Orianna. Um, for the most part, why I like Ori is she's kind of my blind pick this season. I don't really think she has too many hard counters. I think you can do well in just about every lane. I think what can be hard is a good LeBlanc can give you some trouble, but even then, if you're playing well, you have more wave clear. You have tools to fight her back, so I don't really even think that matchup is that bad. Um, so yeah, she's blindable, and when I think she's really good is pairing her with junglers. If you have a Nocturne, Orianna Nocturne is a pretty strong combo. You can always guarantee the ult when he ults. Just 80 bruisers go really well with your champ. I wouldn't pick her if your team is like full AP already. If you have like a mage bot and your jungler's AP, that's when I probably wouldn't pick her. But for the most part, like she's good with almost every jungler. Preferably 80 champs. Kha'Zix, Kindred, Lee, Xin Zhao, Viego, Olaf. All these champs. So that's why I think Ori's good. She's blindable and she pairs with a lot of the meta junglers nowadays. And yeah, if you guys enjoyed this build and this guide, please subscribe. I'll be doing more champ guides in the future. And yeah.